The function of the break statement is to break the loop before the loop is executed into number of times it is intended for. Sometimes we write a loop to execute for 20 times or 50 times. Because of some necessity, we may stop execution of the for loop before the loop is exhausted. And for that, then we can make use of a break statements. Then opposite to the break, we use basically a continue statements. Continue statement is basically the opposite to the break statements. If we write continue inside any of the loop, then the remaining part of the loop will not be executed and control will return back to the loops. So whenever we execute the continue statement, unlike break, it's a reverse one. So the moment I execute a continue statement, the remaining part of the loop will not be executed. The remaining part of the loop will not be executed and control will return back to the loops. If I have a for loop or while loop, whatever loop could be, I have a lot of statements. These are my statements. And somewhere I have written a continue statement. And then I have some more statements here. If we execute the continue statement, normally the loop should be executed number of times. We should go on executing statement one after another. But if the continue statement gets executed, the remaining part of the loop, who are the remaining part of the loops, which I have written in green colors. The remaining part, will they continue the execution? No, and control will return back again to the loop to start the execution. Understood it or not? Had I been written here break in place of continue, what would have occurred? One thing is same, the remaining part will not be executed. Remaining part will not be executed. In case of break, will come out of the loop. In case of a continue, we will enter to the loop. But the first part, the remaining part of the loop will not be executed, and that will work both for continue and break. Only difference is that in case of a break, we will come out of the loop. In case of continue, we will enter to the loop. Is it understood? Tell me yes. Value of j is also 1. Is I equal to j?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good,
Yes,
Manish.
sir.
Yes, Manish. If yes, we'll execute the continue statement. Will it go to the printf statement right now?
No.
If no, very good. If no, again we'll come back to the inner loop first. Now j will become
2.
Now when I run my I is equal to j, are they equal?
No,
No,
sir.
No, sir.
If no, will it execute the continue statement right now?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
If it doesn't execute continue, it will come to the printf statement.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
what it will print? It will print 1, then
2.
understood it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After
Yes,
execution of this, again it will go to the inner loop, but j will become,
3.
if j is 3, this for loop is satisfied or it is not satisfied?
False.
False. If it false, again we'll go to the outer loop. Now value of I will become
2.
2.
very good. I became 2, j will be reinitialized to 1, j will be reinitialized to 1. Enter here, I and j, are they equal or not equal?
Not equal.
Not equal.
Not equal will not execute the continue statement, will come here to print and it will print 2,
1.
1. Again I'll come to the inner loop, j will become 2.
2.
When I come here, Now I equal to j. True or false?
True.
True.
If true, it executes continue statement. And continue statement, will it continue to execute the printf statement or will go to the inner for loop?
Inner loop.
Inner
And inner loop will make your j to
3.
false. Go to the outer loop will become 3. This will
False.
also become false, will come out of this. So what would be the result of printing here? Will it print all combination 1 1 1 2 2 1 2 2 or it will only print 2 combination?
1 2 2 1.
2 combinations. If I withdraw this if statement, do remember, if I do not write, what it will print? 1 2, sorry, 1 1 1 2, then
2
Then
1 2 2.
understood or not? And do the same thing. Do the same thing by writing I is not equal to j. Do the same thing. I is not equal to j. Can anyone answer what it will print?
1 1
1 1 2 2.
Very good.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, do today we have a test?
Why you are asking this question?
No, sir. In Moodle, it's
Why
showing
you are
that.
asking this question? When I am teaching this continuous statement, why you are asking? Does it have any relation with the test?
No, sir.
Don't interrupt by asking questions here and there. If you are not interested to listen, leave the class. If you are not interested to listen, leave the class. Understood it clearly?
Yes, sir.
When I'm teaching, you listen. Is it understood or not? Very. Now, very interesting. Now, let me come to this. Displaying a pattern on the screen. Sorry, on the screen. Okay, write down the question. Displaying a pattern on the screen. Try to understand the method of writing a program to display a particular pattern on the screen. Here I have shown a pattern of displaying 2 triangles. Yes or no? Could it be 3 triangles? Could it be diamonds like this? I'll show every type of patterns. What is the logic, how it works? Not that I'll memorize and write to explain this. Anything I want to display on the screen, it could either be displayed in character mode. The mode of display can be, write down, the mode of display can be, first one, character mode. The mode of display can be, first one, character mode. Second one, pixel mode. Second one, pixel mode. Second one, pixel modes. Now, look at this. Suppose I have a screen. I'm drawing this is my whole screen. Look at this. This is my whole screen. If you consider from the architecture point of view, the whole screen is divided into number of pixels. And depending upon the size of the monitor, there are number of rows of pixels and number of columns of pixels. I can tell one example over here. Let's say we have 512 number of rows and 1024 number of columns. What does it mean? How many pixels do we have? 512 into 1024 altogether. But if you look at a row, the pixels may not. Let me draw a big pixel like this. We have 1024 pixels in a row. And how many rows do we have? So like this way, we have pixels. They're very close to each other. They're very close to each other, unlike the way I draw it. So when I want to display anything on the screen, display may either occur in pixel wise. I can access every pixel of the monitors to identify the leftmost first pixel position is 0, 0. 0th row, 0th column. Next pixel can be 0th row column number. Understand it or not? This pixel will be identified by row number 1, column number 0 like this.
0.
So every pixel has got a position in the whole screen. Understood? I can say x coordinate or y coordinate like this. So it has a position with respect to x-axis and with respect to y-axis. Or sometimes some architecture uses two-dimensional matrix. So every position is named as 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2 like this way. So every pixel has got a positions. The positions I can say in x direction and y directions. If I write down x equal to 10, y equal to 20, the pixel might be this. So that pixel I can make, it can work in two again more, black and white, or in RGB in a color mode. Black and white, it can either be black or white, or the pixel can be different colors, a combination of RGB. I can display it pixel wise. But till now, if I want to access the pixel wise, printf function will not work. For that, go-to functions are there in C programming language. With the help of those go-to functions, some graphical functions are there. Those graphical functions can access every pixel of the screen. I can draw a circle, I can draw a rectangle, I can draw a line like this. I can also display in a character mode. Every character I can say, if I again draw my screen, let me draw again the screen like this. Pixel can be 512 with 1024. Where number of characters in a screen could also be, let me say, write down 128 and into, let us say, 256. Means,
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Sir, what will be its program if we want to write it like that?
We'll write this by including some header files available in graphics modes. Okay.
Sir, like?
Don't ask me right now. Remember only this much. We are not going to access the pixel. Now, 120 and 256, I can say this is one character. Next, again, consists of set of pixels. A square of pixels, which can display one character. I can display a character A here. I can display a character B here. But number of characters available in a row can be maximum 256. And number of rows can be, let us say, 128 like this. Understood or not? But I cannot display a character in character mode at any position. When we want to display, if you remember, our printf statement will always start displaying the character from bottom or top corner of the screens. I'm asking a question. Our printf statements normally starts displaying character from the top corner of the screen or bottom of the screen.
Top corner.
Top corner. Very good. That's the question I'm asking. So if I have again, I'm saying we have a screen. The cursor normally points to the leftmost top corner of the screen. My printf statement will start displaying the characters from here in a diagonal way or in a row wise. The row wise, wherever there is a backslash n, cursor will come down to the next line and start displaying the name, variable or string for the printf statement from the next row. So printing will always occur in a row wise, from top row to bottom row and left to right. Suppose after printing so many characters, my cursor is pointing to this. My cursor is pointing to this position right now. Can I print a new character in this position? Never. The cursor can only move in which direction? Towards right and towards bottom. I can bring my cursor towards right and towards. I cannot trace it back towards left, nor I can bring it back to the top. Understood it? Yes or no?
Yes.
So as per our wish, I cannot bring back my cursor towards left or towards top if I want to display something in character mode. I could bring cursor to any position of the screen, provided I am writing my writing statements to display in pixel modes. And we are not going to discuss the pixel mode right now. We are going to discuss the character modes. Understood this idea? Yes or no? Are yes or no? It cannot be brought towards left, cannot be brought towards top. It can only be moved towards right or towards. With this, once you have understood this, you can understand the logic. Look at this. Suppose I want to display this type of pattern on the strings. Should I display the black triangle first, then I should go to the red triangle? Or I should display whatever I want to print in row number 1, let me finish that, and then I will print the next row only.
Row wise.
Row wise. I cannot display this and then come to display this. That cannot be done. I can only do in a row wise. After finishing everything in first row, I'll come down to the row number 2. I'll complete finishing everything in row number 2. Then I can come back to row number 3. Is it understood? Tell me yes or no. So my
Yes, sir.
printing will be in a row wise and from left to right. Not that, sir, I went to 5th row, I'll come back to 3rd row to display something. It can never happen in character mode. In a pixel mode, it is possible. Understood it? And we will write our program in character mode, not in pixel mode. Now, with this understanding, blank is also considered as a character in C programming language. Blank is also considered as a character in C. Where English we don't consider blank as a character. कोई सिखाया था क्या blank एक character है? But in C programming language, blank is a character. Remember this. Now, with this idea, did I display dollar first in the first line, or I started displaying some blank then dollar?
First blank, then
I
Blank, then
display
Or
some
blank.
blanks, some blanks. Will count. Not worry. Some blanks, then dollar or some blanks again. Very nice. Some blanks, then also some blanks, and then a dollars. So in a particular row, what I display first? Blank. Then I display dollar. No. After blank, we display dollar. Then we display. And let me divide these two triangle into two blanks. First few blanks, then few blanks. Yes or no? And
Yes.
then dollar. Is it understood? So in a row, how many things I displayed? Blank, dollar, blank, and dollar. Yes or no? Very nice. Then we'll count it. And one of the count I will tell, rest of the count you will find out. So let me say what I do in row number wise. I can start counting my row from number 1. I can start counting my row from number 0. And computer normally start counting from 1 or 0. 0. Do remember this. Remember, computer counts from 0. We should also accustom ourselves to count starting from 0, so that in future computer counting and our counting, there should not be a controversy. Start practicing counting from 0. If I want to count 10 numbers starting from 0, where it ends? Very good. Yes, that approach should be there. Very good. So what I wrote, row number, we will display blank, then we display dollar, then we display blank, then dollar. Let me tell the first counting. Can you tell how many dollars are displayed in the first row?
2.
Many. Black dollar.
1.
One. And red dollar is also 1. So now I have counted it. My row number 0 will have 4 blanks. वो मैंने काउंट कर लिया. तुमको अभी डॉलर का साइज नहीं बता रहा हूं. डॉलर 1 इंच है, 2 इंच है, सब मेजर करके देखोगे सर $4 और $3. I counted it. $4. Then how many? Sorry, 4 space blanks. Very good. Then $1. Then 4 blanks. Again 4 blanks. Again $1. Is it understood? Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
And that happens in which row? Row number 0,
First
which
one.
we tell first row. We tell first row.
Yes.
In English, we tell first row. But computer language, we tell it the 0th row. Understood it or not?
Yes, sir.
Are yes or no? Very nice. After displaying this, should I keep my cursor in the same row or bring the next line?
Next
Very
line.
good. Very good. In the next line, can anyone say how many dollar I will display first?
3 plus 3.
First, it's not dollar. Space first. Space. Copy
Three
and
space.
use your
Three
copy for
spaces.
this. Very good. Three spaces. So online students are measuring. क्यों मेजर कर लिए? उनका पास टेप बग रहा है, तुम्हारे पास कुछ नहीं है, स्क्रीन नहीं है, वो मेजर करके 3 बोल दिए. ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स, थैंक यू. करेक्ट आंसर. दे टोल्ड 3. वो काउंट कर लिए. कैन यू काउंट हाउ मेनी डॉलर्स आर डिस्प्लेड? नहीं.
6.
No. After space, how many dollar?
Three.
Very good. 3 space, $3. Then number of blanks is 3 and 3. 3
Yes.
and 3.
Then again 3.
Somebody may say 6. Somebody may say 6. But I segregate 3 and 3 for a certain reason. Then how many dollars?
Three.
3.
Is it correct? Did I write it correctly?
Yes.
Yes or no? Next row. Can anyone say number of blanks initially?
Two.
Very
Two,
nice.
sir.
कॉपी में लिखो, बोलने से यही तो तुम लोग का मुश्किल यहाँ है. पेन यूज नहीं करते हो क्या? पेन मेरे को दे दोगे क्या? आई कैन यूज इट. जैसे तुम लिखोगे ऐसे कंप्यूटर में आएगा. हाउ मेनी ब्लैंक्स यू रोट?
Two.
हाउ मेनी डॉलर?
5.
Oh, nice. Online students are very active. Very active. Thank you. Saninda, Ananya, thank you. Very active.
Yes.
Good. Very good.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a one doubt.
Yes.
First time, sir, we are print the three blank, right? I have tell about the, and after that.
No. I have printed 4 blanks. That's the wrong answer. It's 4.
Sir, second time, when I equal to 1, that time I tell, sir.
Huh.
Sir, first time three blank. After that, $3 print. After that, three blank print. Then sir, dollar होना चाहिए.
Are you teaching me or asking me? तो मेरे को पढ़ा रहे हैं मतलब ऑनलाइन में. और asking me, what you are asking? तो पढ़ा रहे हैं मतलब.
सर अब मैं पूछ रहा है सर, यहाँ पे तो ब्लैंक के बाद तो सर डॉलर होना चाहिए ना.
हाँ मैं तो किया blank 3 then dollar. ठीक है. अब now next is, हाँ क्या बोले यार? How many blanks first? Very good. How many dollar?
5.
How many blank and blank? 2. Then dollar?
5.
Oh, very
Five.
nice. Very nice. Understood? Okay. You will tell the next answer. Next row. Tell me. Blank.
1.
1.
Dollar.
7.
7.
Blank.
1.
1. And dollar.
7.
Have you written it?
7.
Very good. Next. 0. Space
Zero.
is 0.
$9.
$9.
Zero.
9.
09009.
Very good. Now my question here is, forget about programming. Can you draw a table given a pattern like this? That's my question.
Yes.
Forget about, I'm not asking for programming. My question is, if I draw a pattern like this, can you draw a table like this? That's the question.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes.
can count and do.
Yes,
You may say, sir, graph paper is required, otherwise measurement will be wrong. Yes or no? Box draw करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा बहुत, but can you draw given in the box pattern or not? Very good. This is the intelligence. इसके बाद कोई intelligence नहीं है. उसके बाद anyone can write the program. Once you draw the table. So given a pattern, what is the first task? Convert it to a table. And the table should tell what we are going to display in row number 0, row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, 4, 5, 6 like this way. Understood or not? I draw the pattern, what is to be drawn in a particular row, and I counted my row starting from how many row I have displayed? 5. If I
Five.
have 5 rows to be displayed, I count it from 0, where it will be ended, 5 or 4?
4.
Oh, very
Four.
nice.
Four.
So my counting row number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to this, everyone has understood or not?
Yes, sir.
So now, can I write a for loop which will run for 5 times? Can I write a for loop which will run for 5
Five
times? And
times.
each time, it will do whatever I want to do for a row. That's all. Each time, what the for loop will do? It will display whatever I want to display in a particular row. Understood or not?
Yes.
Understood or not? Can I write the for loop like, sorry, I made a mistake, another mistake, I didn't tell. The next important thing is, I have one question. When I is equal to 0, how many blanks are to be printed?
4.
Please, only look at the first column. Only look at the first column, nothing else. When I is equal to, how many rows I am going to print?
5 minus
5
1.
rows.
Let me say n equal to 5. If I make n equal to 7, I'll display how many rows?
6.
7 rows. Counting will start from 0 to 6. 7 rows. Counting will start from 0 to 6.
Six.
यही थोड़ा मतलब दिमाग में रखो. Be acquainted with computer counting. Otherwise, you will make many mistakes in other subjects also. Look at this. When I is equal to 0, considering n equal to 5, I is equal to 0, how many blanks do I display? If I equal to 1,
4.
no,
Three.
I equal to 1,
3.
3. देखो थोड़ा, देख लो थोड़ा. I equal to 1, 3. I equal to 2,
2.
Oh, can you relate it? How many blanks I need to display with a value of I? Can you relate it? Somebody has already told in online.
Decreasing.
Decreasing. Suppose I tell I equal to 20. How many space will be displayed? यही तो मुश्किल है.
Minus 1 in 0.
19. N
Yes,
minus I.
Ananya Mathur. Yes, Ananya Mathur, tell me.
Sir, n minus 1 in 0.
जोर से बोलो.
Sir, n minus 1 in 0.
N
Very good. N
So, N
minus
minus I.
1 minus I. Online students has given a solution. Take value of, what is value of n? Tell me.
5.
5. If it is 5 in this case, if it is 5,
20. If 20, then 20.
I'm coming if 20. I'm coming if 20. Don't worry. When I equal to 1, how many space are displayed? And निकालो, you don't.
Three.
That's the
Sir,
mistake with you.
5 minus 2.
Very
3.
brilliant
4.
students. Do remember, when you are listening to a faculty, never consider you are a brilliant students. When you will be teaching, you will think yourself as a brilliant student. You are listening, you are thinking you are brilliant. You find out this. Write down this formula, n minus I minus 1. N is 5. When I is 1, how many space should be printed with this formula?
3.
3.
Are you getting this or not? When
Yes,
I is equal to 3, how many is supposed to print with this formula?
Sir, 1.
1.
अरे ऑनलाइन तो जोर से बोलो, बोल तो रहो सही.
1. 1.
One. So now tell me this blanks. How many blanks we need to display? The formula is n minus 1 minus I. Is correct one or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
N is 5. N could be 20 also. But the formula is number of space will be n minus 1 minus I. Is it understood, everyone? With
Yes,
this understanding, let me proceed with this. Let's come to this dollar. When I is 0, how many dollar is printed? If I is 1, can you find out a formula relate to I, how many dollar I am going to print? Very good. 2I or 2 into I, same thing. Yes or no? Yes,
Yes,
twin,
sir.
very good. 2I plus 1. Very good, sir.
2I
What is
plus
the name? Rahul. He told 2I plus 1. If I is 5, it would have printed how many dollar? 11. I is 20. Got it or not? Now, number of blanks is same as here or not? Number of dollar is same as here or not? The
Yes,
same formula will also be applicable here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. See, from the table I find out a formula. Look at the formula. Here I consider n equal to 5, n could be 20, could be 30 also. Do you find the correct formula? Yes or no? See this. All these 5 formulas are correct or not? So how many dollar, how many spaces are to be displayed depends upon the variable I and n. Depends on the variable I and n, and we relate it with the formula. Up to this, everyone has understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes.
Do remember, I never return back and discuss things. Once I proceed means I'll never return back, because I always ask students to give a feedback, understood or not. Very nice. Now, I'll write a for loop which will execute for printing how many rows?
5 rows.
Is it correct? If n equal to 5. What is to be printed? What is to be displayed? I didn't write. Look at my for loop. Inside this, I may write garbage. Inside this for loop, if n equal to 5, the The for loop will be executed for 5 times. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? And the for loop will vary for I equal 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to print on 20 rows, it will vary from 0 to 19. Yes or no?
Yes.
And after displaying everything on a row, my cursor should remain the same row, come down to the next line. So look at the last line. After displaying everything, last line is printed \n. This printed \n will bring this cursor to the beginning of the next line before we start the next row to be printed. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Understood up to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
अरे हाँ तो थोड़ा बोलो, ये लोग तो थोड़ा बोल रहे हैं, दूसरे लोग जैसे अंडरस्टूड. अच्छा, tell me what I'll display first?
Blank.
Space. Yes or
Blank.
no? How many space? No, 4 or n minus 1
N minus
I.
1 minus I.
Minus 1 minus I.
Look at this. Look at the picture. I need to display space first, then dollar, then space, then dollar. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
आया समझ में? अच्छा, पहला स्पेस कितने डिस्प्ले करेंगे? n minus.
1 minus I.
Is it correct? Is it correct? I wrote a for loop for vary from j varies from 0 n less than n minus 1 minus I j plus plus. Agreed or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
आराम से हो रहा है. How many dollar I will print? No, one
2i
general
plus
formula.
2I plus 1.
Should I write 2i plus 1 or I should write 2 into I plus 1?
2 into I plus
ऐसे
1.
बोल देते हैं colloquial English language में, but here 2 into I plus 1. Very nice, very nice. Did I write it correctly? J
Yes,
will
sir.
vary from 0, j less than 2 into I minus 1 plus j plus plus. यहाँ तक समझ में आया कि नहीं आया?
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर.
Yes, sir.
Yes. सानिध्य समझ में आ रहा है?
हाँ सर.
सानिध्य यहाँ थोड़ा हेल्प करो.
Yes sir.
ऑनलाइन में हो, ऑनलाइन में रहोगे, कॉपी तो हमेशा करोगे. यू आर ऑल मास्टर इन कॉपी एंड पेस्ट. नाउ टेल मी, this for loop which will print number of space here is same as number of space here or not?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Can't you copy and paste it here?
Yes, sir.
We can.
Yes, we can. We are master in copy paste. Yes, we can do.
Yes sir.
Next row is also same or not?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
Can't
sir.
you make a copy and paste it here?
Yes sir.
And the dollar is also same as this dollar. Can't you copy and paste it here?
yes, sir.
Yes sir.
हम हो गया, कॉपी कर दिया, पेस्ट कर दिया.
हाँ सर.
सर कॉपी तो सर ऑनलाइन तो सिखा दिया, कॉपी कैसे करते हैं, पेस्ट कैसे करते हैं. पेस्ट नहीं करते हो, कॉपी करके भेज देते हो, पेस्ट कहाँ करते हो? रोल नंबर 3 पेस्ट करना है. Is it understood? Tell me yes or no. So if I make copy paste, understood it?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Have you understood the approach of solving this problem? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is very important. Not that I wrote by writing 2, 3 for loops. How I converted the triangle to a table, from table to formula, and from formula to programs. Triangle to table, table to formula, formula to programs. That's very important. So you see, check what you are going to, first of all, how many times you want to display, how many rows. That is my outer loop. That's my outer loop. And in each iteration, what I'm displaying, in each row, I want to display blank, dollar, blank, and this. If somebody wants to combine these two blanks to single, can you combine these two for loop to a single one? Or yes or no? जितने बार हो रहा है into, काम हो गया, काम हो गया. Yes or no? That's all. I made it very simple. And once you do this row wise, relate it to a formula n and I. You could have written I equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also. You relate it to a formula, and once you have the formula, then you write down what you are going to basically see the approach I followed here. Nowhere you'll get this approach. See the way we entered. First, what I want to display. Then count the number, relate it to a formula. Then write down the outer loop first. Then write what I will display. I'll display this space, dollar, space, dollar. How many space, how many dollar? You write it. That's all. With this idea, I'll be giving you 3 patterns to be done today. Note down these 3 patterns. First, try to do this pattern इसी को पहले करो. Okay. First you do this, then you go for this pattern, and thirdly this pattern. Okay. Now let me give a hints to solve this. This pattern absolutely you will not find any difficulty. In both pattern 2 and 3, you consider up to this is one pattern, write for loops to solve this first. Then write another pattern for this. Understood it or not? Do not do it using a single for loop. First of all, this is a pattern. Finish it. Then you do it for this pattern. If the same approach I use for this, what will do? I will not go for the diamond single pattern. I will go for a pattern up to this. Understood? This will be same as the previously what I discussed, two triangles. And then you go for the next pattern. If you want to make a single pattern, you'll find a lot of difficulty in doing this. So divide it into two patterns. So you have to do the first one, bottom one, then the second one, then the third one. And the one which I discussed, I have written. जो चीज तो मैं लिख दिया उसको तो कॉपी पेस्ट कर लोगे. That will work in one attempt. तो यही चीज मैंने दिखा दिया. इसको करना है to check it. Then go for this. All these three. Understood? Yes or no? Then let's come to do while. Okay. Next. Do while. While, for loop, or do while. Again, it is, I will say that another way of writing the loops. Another way of writing the loops. And the syntax is very simple. Starts with a reserve do, followed by a block, can either have one or more statements. Then we have a while expression. While expression. At the end of the expression, we have a semicolon. If we have group of statement, I'll write down them inside curly braces. Sanindya, Arghya, is it understood?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Very good, very good. Okay. And then if we have one statement, we'll write down the statement one, then while expressions. All you know, the expression can only be a conditional statement or it can be any type of statement.
Any type of
But must be returning an integer value.
integer value.
Should not return a floating point value. Should not return. Could also return an address, which I'll discuss in future, but should not return a floating point value. And if the return value is 0, it is treated as false. Come out of the loop. If the return value is non-zero, any -1, -2, +1, +2, treated as true. If it is true, what we'll do? We'll again enter over here. We'll go back. Very good. Very good. We'll enter or go back to this loop to execute it. When we'll execute return it, if the statement returns a 0 value or non-zero value. When the expression returns a 0 value or non-zero value. Non-zero. If it returns a 0 value, what we'll do?
It will terminate.
Will come out of this. And if you look at the differences, only difference with while is the do while loop will definitely be executed at least once. But while statement, the body may not be executed once also. But here, the body will certainly be executed once. Otherwise, there is no difference. Okay. So it's choice, your choice, which one to use in which case. Let me discuss one example with respect to this. Find out the reverse of a number and verify whether it satisfies palindrome property or not. Write down the reverse of a number. Given a number, we'll find out the reverse of a number and check whether a number is palindrome or not. Whether a number is palindrome or not. Understood the question? If I have the number n equal to 73532, what would be the reverse number?
2, 3,
2, 3,
5,
5, 3,
7.
Yes.
Does it satisfy the palindrome property?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
You write down a number 373. Write down a number. Bharti Majumdar 373. Oh,
Yes, sir.
is it a palindrome?
Yes, sir.
Very good. 372. Is it a palindrome?
No, sir.
Very good. You all know what? You know. Oh, sorry. Om Das. Om Das. You switch off your audio. Om Das. Yes. So now you know what is a palindrome, what is not a palindrome. If the number and the reverse numbers are same, number and reverse numbers are same, does it satisfy palindrome property? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If they are not, then
Not a
they
palindrome.
do not
Not a
satisfy,
palindrome.
the number doesn't satisfy the palindrome property. You all know this. Very nice. Now the question remains, how do I find out the reverse of a numbers? Given a number like this, suppose I will be telling 2 digits of a number. One digit is X, one digit is Y. This is the most significant digit is 5, least significant digit is 2. How do you generate the number?
5 into 10 plus 2.
Yes, 10x plus 5.
Yes,
Y
sir.
is the rightmost digit, right? Y is the rightmost digit, unit digit. How do you generate the number? Number is 10x plus Y. Do you all know this or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. If you know this. So given a 2-digit numbers, we will find out Y. If the least significant digit, the rightmost digit is D, and the most significant digit is X, the number is basically 10x plus 1. Understood it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
RS one. Same way, if I have a 2-digit number with us, we have a 2-digit number. 2-digit number is X, and the least significant digit is D.
ये वाला दूसरा क्वेश्चन है.
Least significant is D. How do you generate the number?
10x plus D.
10x plus D will give the number basically. This I am discussing mathematics, not computer science. You must remember, every time I don't discuss C programming. Okay, mathematics is your basic understanding. I will only discuss how to convert it to C programming language. That you must remember in your mind. Now, I will take now 2 variable. One is n, one is reverse n. Initial my reverse n is 0 and my number is 73532. Let's see how could I reverse the number and bring it to the variable reverse n. What I'll do, I'll bring the least significant digit from the number. Where the least significant digit will appear after reversing? In the leftmost position or rightmost position? We'll bring it gradually to the leftmost position, knowing how the number of digits. Look at this. Look at this. I'll apply a formula. My initial reverse number is 0. My new reverse number will be reverse number into 10 plus the least significant digit. And the least significant digit is n mod 10. Do you know how to find out the least significant digit from a number?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
after finding the least significant digit, my new number will be number mod 10. My new number will be number mod divided by 10. Divided by 10.
Divide by 10.
I will extract. Look at this. Can anyone say after execution of these two statements? Copy mein likho. What would be the value of the reverse number? Tell me. Yes, 0 into 10. Previous 0 into 10 plus n mod 10 will be
2.
2. So reverse n will be
2.
write
2.
down your copy. Reverse n will be 2. What would be n?
7353.
7353.
Are you getting this? What is
Yes.
there in the screen, Ananya?
Yes.
Taninja? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Again, I will execute these two statements. Can anyone say next time what would be reverse n?
23.
23.
And what would be n?
735.
35.
Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
If not, try to understand the next step. Again, I'll repeat this. What would be my reverse number?
235.
235. What would be n?
73.
73.
Ah, 70. Understood? If I run it again, next time, reverse n will be
2353.
353.
yes,
2353. And
n will be
7.
7. Again, if I run it,
23537.
understood up to this or not? and I will continue to do it till my n becomes 0. The moment my n becomes 0, I'll come out. I'll get my reverse number correctly. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, by doing so, I have lost my original number and it has become 0 or not?
Yes, sir.
So how
Yes,
can
sir.
I compare this reverse number with the original number?
We can
So
From the
assign it
original
to
number.
we will
variable.
say very good, very nice answer. Online students are very active. I will store the reverse number in some variable before I change the value. Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes,
Look
sir.
at this. Look at this. I declared a long int and reverse number and original number. ORGN stands for original numbers. 3 variable I have taken and 1 counter I'll take. Printf, enter the number. You will enter the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. We'll scan up the number %n. ORG underscore assigns to n. Do you know why did I do this?
From the original
I
number.
want to hold the original number over here. अब क्या करेंगे? What to do?
While loop.
वही
or
लिखे
do
थे.
while loop.
Do what to do? Sir, do reverse number equal to reverse number into 10 plus n mod 10. Yes or no? Then my n will become n by 10. How long I'll continue to do this?
Sir, until n
N is
Until
not
n becomes
equal to
0.
N is not equal to 0. If n is not equal to 0, I'll continue to do this or not? आया समझ में? अरे yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
When I come out of the loop, printf, the reverse number is, if org is equal to reverse number, given number is palindrome. Yes or no? I wrote
Yes.
my reverse number. Then I'm printing the given number is palindrome, given number is not a palindrome. Understood it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
समझ में आया कैसे मैंने किया? Okay. Those who have understood, 1 minute. अच्छा मुझे वो क्लास रे फोन करू just 5 minute पर. Now, if you have understood, it's fine. Try to understand the next, what I did. See, how do I minimize my statements? Understood?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
That n assigns to n by 10, I brought it to the while statement. So I'll keep only one statement inside this. Understood? If not understood, then be with the previous one. Be with the previous one. Understood this?
Yes, sir.
Then I'll go to the next one. Oh, next one. Acha, जरूरत नहीं. Now
Sir,
the
can you
while,
explain it
yes.
once more? Can you explain it once more?
नहीं, you have understood this or not?
No, sir. Sir, confusion है थोड़ा सा.
नहीं, कंफ्यूजन रखो पास में. 10 बार मतलब कहां पे कंफ्यूजन है? Confusion है, but where they want to again explain from the beginning. I never discussed from the beginning. Do remember this. I always explain every statement. I ask feedback. If you do not respond, you have understood. At the end, you will say explain again. No, I cannot. Look at this. Difference between a while and do while. In a while, we write while for less than 1. True or false?
False.
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 Hello will not be printed. But if I write on the same thing inside do while, it will print at least hello there once or not.
Yes, sir.
That's the difference. That's the difference between a while and a do while. If you fail, the loop ought to be executed at least once. You may go for do while. If you fail, the body of the loop may not necessarily be executed once also. You write while. Understood the difference?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Very, very good. Not printing anything. You are hello there. ये आउटपुट नहीं है. Many might be thinking, sir, शायद screen में not printing anything आएगा. No. Not print anything means nothing will appear on the screen. ऐसा नहीं कि not printing anything will come on the screen. Okay, but in this case we print hello there.
ये तो 4 less than 1 ये तो false है ना, तो फिर
बोलो.
तो फिर आउटपुट में hello there कैसे
ना वही तो what we are doing.
while loop is
Are
at
we
least
doing
done one
fast done testing or fast testing then doing?
first thinking then
मेडिसिन खाने का बाद टेस्टिंग कर रहे हो कि टेस्टिंग करने के बाद मेडिसिन खा रहे हो?
कंपाइलर लाइन बाय लाइन एग्जीक्यूट होता है सर।
हाँ, पहले खा लेते हैं मेडिसिन, प्रिंट करके टेस्ट करते हैं। यस और नो?
यस
इन डू वाइल क्या
Sir.
करते हैं? पहले प्रिंट देन टेस्ट, बट इन वाइल पहले टेस्ट देन प्रिंट। अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, next day we'll discuss switch case. For today, this example, do while you will test and try to write down this number and reverse number, then check what's the palindrome or not. Okay, take a big number, 5-6 digit number. When you are taking a 6-7 digit number, do remember you have to define a long integer rather than a short integer. Okay, define a long integers. And this palindrome will also study to check a string when we study array type of data objects. Okay. Before that, I discussed how to design these patterns. I discussed only 3. Some more patterns are also there in the book. Some more patterns are there in the book. Try to write programs for those patterns. And I ask all teaching assistant to help the student in pattern writing, provided you have written the table on your copy. Students who will not draw the table on their copy, this table don't help the student in displaying pattern on the screen. Any student who is going to write a program to display a pattern, you must draw this table on your copy. Technical assistant, listen it carefully. Don't help the students if someone doesn't draw the table on the copy. Don't help. If you draw the table on the copy in a single attempt, you will be able to do this. If you do not draw the table, by heat and trial, you may be successful. By heat and trial, less than, greater than, 2i, I, minus 1, plus 1, like this, I assigns to 0, 2, 1, 2, like this, you may be successful. But if you draw the table in a single attempt, you will be able to successful. Okay. This all I discussed in today's class. Before that, continue, use of continue, I'll show in another program. But this program also you can test by writing I is not equal to j. By writing I is not equal to j, you can also do this. Okay. So this is all about today's class, and also write down the program. Online students, your test will be started from, note down the time, 4 o'clock 5 minutes, ended at 4:25 today. Your test will be started on Moodle from 4 o'clock 5 minutes to 4 o'clock 25 minutes. So appear the test first in Moodle, appear the test first in the Moodle,